Good day everyone, you are welcome to today's tutorial. Today I will be showing you how I made this pants trouser, how I cut it. If this is what you would like to watch, kindly watch the video to the end, and if you derive any value from the video, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and please give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Your opinion are actually needed. Drop your comments and suggestion in the comment section, and if you have any question concerning sewing or any other thing that I can answer, please drop it in the comment section. I will be willing to reply to your comments. Thank you. Materials needed and the measurements used in this tutorial are displayed on the screen. The first thing I'm going to do here is to fold the clothes using my lap measurement divided by 2. That's 22 inches divided by 2. That is, I'm folding 22 on, I'm putting it on fold. So I will now create a starting line and I will leave 2 inches for elastic. That's the line I'm drawing. That space I left is for elastic. From there, I'm going to measure the crotch line. From that waistline, I'm going to measure the crotch line using my lap measurement divided by 2, or you use your waist divided by 4 plus 1.5 inch or 1 inch. Connect the lines. Now, I will input my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. We need these 2 inches because we are not going to measure the hip measurement, and we need some allowances so that the sokoto will enter freely. So now I will measure my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches, which is 9.5. I will do the same on the crotch line too. I will repeat the same measurement on the crotch line too. After repeating the same measurement on the crotch line, I will extend that of the crotch line by 2 inches. That is what I will use to draw my crotch cuff. You can use 1.5 for babies, for children. You can use 2.5 for more adults that have more hip than this, and you use 3 inches for chubby people. That's the max. So after doing this, connect the crotch line to the waistline. Connect the crotch line to the waistline, then come up at the crotch or measurement, come out by 1 inch rather. At that 1 inch, you can use your pattern master, or you use your hand. Bring out the crotch cuff there. After bringing out the crotch cuff, the next thing now is to measure your trouser length. Now, when you are measuring the trouser length, don't start from the starting line. Start from immediately after that 2 inches that you left for band and elastic, because you are folding that in. So now I'm going to measure 37 inches plus another 2 inches or 2.5 inches for folding. 37 inches, which is the actual length, plus another 2 inches or 2.5 inches. And I'll connect the lines. So after doing that, I will measure the new length, which is 19 inches, and draw out a straight line on that point too. So after measuring the nail length now, the next thing now is to find the gray line. I folded this cloth with my lap measurement divided by 2, which is 11. I will now find the middle of that 11 inches. That will form my gray line. You can see I found the middle from the crotch line to the ankle line. So I drew a line to connect the 3 line middles that I found now. So on my new measurements now, I will start inputting my measurements. Now I'll start putting my measurements on the lines. On the ankle measurements, my ankle measurement is 12 inches divided by 4. It will now be divided by 4 because I've created a gray line. You know it's supposed to be divided by 2, one for the front side and the second for the back part of the trouser, but now it will be divided by 4. That is, one quarter will go for the right side of this, one quarter will go for the left side, making, and you can still do divided by 2, but I prefer you doing divided by 4, and place that your cutter on that line. Now my ankle measurement is 12 inches, divided by 4 is 3 inches. 3 inches at the right side and 3 inches at the left side. I'm on the knee line now. On the knee line, 18 divided by 2, that's 9 inches. Divided by 2 again, that's 4.5. I'll place the 4.5 on the gray line and mark 4.5 to the right side and 4.5 to the left side. Please kindly like this video and subscribe to my channel if you actually derive anything from this video. Thank you. So on the crotch line now, you can see I drew a line like 1.5 inch under the crotch line. That will serve as my tie line. You can't connect directly to the crotch line, else the sokoto will be tight a bit. So now I will input my tie measurement on the line below and connect it to the crotch line using the same method of my crotch measurement divided by 4. You can see what I have there. So you can see how I connect it. Now I will pick my pant cuff. You can see the part I used to connect that pant cuff. You can see that part. I use the inner part of the pant cuff. You can see what I did there. So I'm not going to use pant cuff for the lower part. I'm going to use my ruler to connect it. You can see that. So at the other side now, I can use my ruler or use my pant cuff. I will use my ruler at the lower part and use my pant cuff. Now I'm using the outer part of my pant cuff. You can see what I'm doing. So I will now use my ruler to connect it down, just like I did at the other side. If you have a long ruler, that will be better than a pattern master here, especially when you are cutting clothes for somebody that is very tall. You can see what I have now. So typically I'm done with the front part of the trouser. Now the next thing is to cut it out. But before cutting, I'm going to come out by some like half an inch, and I'll bring the lower part of the trouser out like in a fish shape, so that after sewing I will not have a shortage after folding it. Then after doing this, I will now cut out the trouser. The next thing now is to fold the back with 3 inches or 4 inches allowance more than the front piece, and place the front piece upside down on it. After placing the front piece on it, go to the waistline. From the waistline, measure 2 inches as allowance, as the sewing allowance. You know, when we have been cutting, I have not measured sewing allowance. All the sewing allowance will be added to the back piece. You would add sewing 2 inches sewing allowance down to the crotch area, and you will now, you can see what I'm doing there. You will add 2.5 inches to that place. That will form your new crotch line for the back piece. So I'm connecting that place with a ruler. You will see how I'm doing it back to that 2.5 or 3 inches allowance. It's because it's not an adult, that's why I'm using 2.5 for him, but max is 3 inches actually. So after connecting it, go to the nail line, add 2 inches allowance. Go to the bottom line, add 2 inches allowance. What I'm doing there is just to trim that side because I don't want to be reconnecting it. But you can actually join the allowance and reconnect again, just like I am doing now. You can trim or you can reconnect after putting the sewing allowance. You can see what I did. I'm connecting that line to the new length where I added 2 inches. So I will go to the ankle line too and add 2 inches to it, and I will now connect everything together. That's all for native trouser. There is no shaping or adding anything to the back, except the person is exceptionally chubby. There is no shaping at all because the elastic and the rope will consume it. So now the next thing is just to cut it out. We are not adding any allowance to the back side. You can see what I cut out. You just trim it the same way. You just shape it the same way the front is. You can see what we have there. You can see that it's only the front side that there is allowance. You can see the back is now bigger than the front. That's what we have for both the front and the back panel. So now the next thing now is to cut the pocket. I'm going to fold the clothes into 2. If I'm cutting for 1 pocket, I will fold the clothes into 2, and the folding will be 14 inches long with 7 inches width on fold. 14 inches long with 7 inches width on fold. Now I will cut out the pocket. After cutting out the pocket, I will come to one side and come up by 2 inches or 1.5 inch to shape up the pocket. After shaping the pocket, I will first notch 2 inches from the top part. Then from that 2 inches, I will notch another 6 inches. You can see I have 2 notches there. This will be useful when we are sewing the trouser. Thank you for watching this video from the beginning to the end. Kindly like this video because that's so important, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. I will see you in my next video.